Let's go, boys. We as men need to be better educated about the nature of women and how the world basically works. There is absolutely nothing wrong about learning things like red pill, about hypergamy, about alpha characteristics and the beta ways and everything. Because the thing is, if you do not educate yourself on these things, you are being educated anyways. All the social media, the society with its feminine imperative, the social media and everything, the Disney movies that we've all seen growing up, all these are attempting to educate you about the nature of women in some way that is completely wrong. Okay, the beliefs that you think you have about women, that you think are true, the beliefs that I had, which I thought were completely true, are all complete bullshit. Okay, because we've all gotten them from like Disney movies growing up. You seen Madagascar, right? Sure, bro. You remember the scene where the big hippo, the Moto Moto, I like him big, I like him chunky. He walks up to this fat hippo. Her name was, I think, Gloria, and then there was this tall giraffe as well. Basically, Oh, holy shit, bro! This is what they try to teach us. The big hippo, Moto Moto, who's basically the alpha. Okay, I'm going to use these terms like alpha, beta, and everything. I know these are like internet terms and all, but they do a very good job. We all know what those are. Who's basically the alpha? He approaches this girl, with intent and everything, and he's like, oh, girl, you big, I want you and stuff. And she appears to be completely unattracted and stuff. That's not how it works. And then what happens is they try to create the scene in this movie where the guy is like, where he's completely interested in the girl for like, oh girl, you big and everything basically. And then the giraffe comes in, the weaker, basically the beta giraffe who does not get any girls and everything. He comes in and he just showers her with like acts of originality and everything. Oh, she's this, she's that. You don't even know this about her. This that. You don't even know this about her. And then she just gets with the giraffe. Fucking hell, bro. Fucking hell. That's not how it happens, bro. If that movie was real, in fact, I don't want to use words that I don't want to use, but the thing is, if that shit was real, the fat hippo, would get with the Moto Moto, the beta, big, muscular hippo. She would get with him, which is words. Bro, I don't want to. Like I said, I don't want to use words that I don't want to use, but like, she was basically just get with him, sleep with him. Yeah, because he is the man that other women want and other men want to be like. Okay, that's basically why she would have completely rejected the freaking giraffe, and she would have been with the most alpha male she could have found in her surroundings. She would have absolutely have been with him because he was the man that other men want to be like and other women want. And this is the kind of bullshit that Disney movies teach us, like just be yourself, which is the blue pill way. I don't know if you know this, but like if you've come across the internet, you must have heard these concepts about like the blue pill, the red pill, and the black pill. The blue pill is basically just the beta's way of going about life and navigating the sexual market. My bad, bro. My bad. It is what it is, man. What other words can I use? And so that's about just be yourself, and your perfect soulmate, the woman who is meant for you, will just come around and she will just appreciate you for your originality, for your honesty about how you're different from all the other guys when you don't want to have sex with the girl you meet. She's gonna appreciate that and she's gonna be with you. Fuck, bro, that's not how the world works, man. And then there's the black pill, which is basically like, oh, everything is genetics. You have to be born super handsome and super tall and everything just to get a woman. And if you're not, like, you don't have those, then you cannot have anything in life. That's not true either. And the red pill is basically more about acting in this alpha sort of way. I know the internet terms and everything. Alpha sort of way, where you like basically increase yourself in the sexual market value and everything. You're trying to improve yourself on everything, and you're acting in more of this alpha sort of way, and you know the truth about women's nature, and you can like basically leverage all of that in your daily life and use it in your game. And so you need to be educated, because we saw, like, bro, the Madagascar example I just gave you, there are hundreds of movies out there, bro. And once you like learn about all this stuff, you'll see that in every single movie, bro. And I was watching, bro. All right. Every single movie has this. Every Disney movie that we've seen growing up has some sort of like blue pill stuff attached to it, which is an attempt to educate you on how the world actually works, which is complete lies, by the way. It's complete lies. And so you need to educate yourself, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with educating yourself on these. If Holy shit, bro. You need to educate yourself. What you do with information is up to you, man. Because at the end of the day, the red pill is in itself it's not an ideology. Many people would think that it's a way of thinking. That, oh, you know, if you believe in an ideology, the red pill it's not an ideology, it's a praxeology. And the difference between those terms is that an ideology, it needs people to believe in it to continue. For example, an ideology would completely die off. It's a way of thinking, okay? It would completely die off if people stop believing in it. But a praxeology is just a nature of things. It's a nature of things. It's the way things are, regardless of whether you believe in them or not. And so the red pill is in fact awareness. It's knowledge. Okay, and you can refuse that knowledge completely. Okay, you can be like, oh, you know, women are not like that. Women are actually good, you know, and stuff. There are good women out there, you know. I don't know, man. I'm just educating myself. And so might be like, you know, I completely reject this. This is not a way of thinking. You know, we shouldn't think like this. It's not about that, bro. It's just the way things are, you know. And you are educating yourself. You're getting knowledge, awareness, red pill awareness. That's the word you should use, because you're attempting to educate yourself on the way things really are, and you're attempting to unplug yourself from the matrix, from the blue pill. It sounds like Andrew Tate and stuff, but that's a really good way to put it. From the blue pill matrix, which is basically feeding you lies ever since your childhood. And you are very lucky if you're watching this video at a young age. You can attempt to educate yourself on the way things work, because most men, they get married, and after that, you know, basically just in a sexless marriage, you know, then they learn this stuff about hypergamy and stuff. And so you don't want to be that guy, okay? Educate yourself. And the best way you can get started with educating yourself on these topics is to read Rollo Tomasi's books, okay? The way that I thought I needed to educate myself on these topics was like, you know, watching more Hamza. If you know Hamza on YouTube, he's a Pakistani British self-improvement YouTuber, and so he makes real good content, bro. I freaking love him. He changed my life. And so my way of thinking was like, I have to buy his paid program, which I am going to do at some point, and I'm going to make a video about it, you know, saying how it is and everything. But the thing is, what you can do in the meantime, which I think is the best thing to do, okay? But what you can do in the meantime is get started with Rollo Tomasi's books, The Rational Male. Read, I believe there are 4 books. Yeah, there are 4 books. The Rational Male, which is the first part, and then there's Rational Male, the Preventative Medicine. There's Rational Male, Positive Masculinity, and there's Rational Male, Religion. Right now, I read 3 of them, and I'm on the 4th one. I actually read Religion as my 2nd book, and now I'm on the 3rd book of the series, which is Positive Masculinity. And bro, yeah, that's it, bro. That's the way you can get started with red pill, and I believe more men out there need to be better educated on how these intergender dynamics works, because a lot of us are out here, a lot of males basically are out there trying to text a girl for weeks or for months, trying to get her to be interested in him, because we've been fed this lie, you know, about that's how actually woman works, bro. Oh, you know, you put the more time you put in, the more effort you put in, the more she's gonna reciprocate or stuff. And that's not how it works, bro. Holy shit. You need to educate yourself. You need to read these books. You need to destroy the beliefs that you have, or the soul myth, a soulmate myth. You need to destroy all of these, okay? Read these books, educate yourself. Yeah, that's it, bro. Holy shit. Yeah.